You finally did it. After years of grinding, sacrificing, and telling yourself no when everyone else was saying yes, you hit $100,000 in savings. That's a massive milestone, and you should absolutely celebrate it. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Reaching six figures isn't the finish line. In reality, what you do next will determine whether that $100,000 becomes $500,000, then $1 million, or whether you're still stuck at $100,000 5 years from now wondering what went wrong. Charlie Munger, the legendary investor who helped Warren Buffett build Berkshire Hathaway into a financial empire, once said something that changed how millions of people think about money. He told shareholders that the hardest part of building wealth isn't becoming a millionaire, it's reaching that first $100,000. He said you've got to do it the hard way, and he didn't care if it meant walking everywhere and not eating anything that wasn't purchased with a coupon. That's intense, right? But he understood something most people miss. The first $100,000 is brutal because you're fighting uphill the entire time. You're building discipline. You're developing habits. You're learning how to earn real money and keep it instead of letting it slip through your fingers. And compound interest hasn't kicked in yet to do the heavy lifting. But once you cross that six-figure threshold, everything changes. Your money starts working for you in ways it couldn't before. The math gets easier. The momentum builds. And suddenly, the next $100,000 doesn't take as long as the first one did. That's the power of compound growth, but only if you don't screw it up. So what do you do now? Let's talk about the moves that separate people who build real wealth from people who stay stuck. First, you need to resist the biggest temptation that hits almost everyone at this stage: lifestyle inflation. You've been disciplined for so long. You've been driving that old car, skipping the fancy dinners, saying no to weekend trips. And now that you've got some money in the bank, your brain starts whispering dangerous things. You deserve that new car. You've earned a bigger apartment. Why not upgrade your wardrobe? You can afford it now. Here's the problem. The moment you inflate your lifestyle to match your income, you kill your wealth-building engine. Financial planner Noah Damsky says it perfectly. In your 20s, you keep your old junky car because you can't afford anything better. In your 30s, maybe you've saved for years and have the money to buy a new car. The hardest part, though, is not buying it even though you can. That discipline, that ability to say no even when you have the means to say yes, that's what separates millionaires from people who just look rich. Wealthy people understand that every dollar you spend today is a dollar that can't compound into 10 or 20 or $50 tomorrow. So before you make any big purchases, ask yourself this: is this bringing me closer to my goals, or is it just ego spending? Because here's what most people don't realize. Wealth isn't about having money. It's about having options. It's about waking up one day and realizing you don't have to work if you don't want to. It's about funding the life you actually want, not just the life that looks impressive on social media. Now let's talk about what you should actually do with that $100,000. If you still have high interest debt, especially credit card balances or personal loans with double-digit interest rates, pay them off immediately. There's no point investing for a 10% average return in the stock market if you're paying 16% interest on credit card debt. That's just math working against you. Eliminate the debt first, then redirect those payments into building wealth. Next, if you haven't already, build a solid emergency fund. You want 3 to 6 months of living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account. This protects you from life's curveballs, so you don't have to derail your wealth-building plan when your car breaks down or you lose your job. Once that's in place, you can breathe easier knowing you've got a cushion. Here's where most people overcomplicate things. They hit $100,000 and suddenly think they need to start day trading or buying crypto or picking individual stocks to beat the market. Don't do that. Seriously, unless you're a professional investor with years of experience, that's a fast track to losing money. Keep it simple. Find a low-cost index fund, something boring like a Vanguard fund that tracks the S&P 500, and just keep investing consistently. No fancy moves, no trying to time the market, just automated contributions, month after month, year after year. That's how real wealth gets built. And make sure you're investing through tax-advantaged accounts like a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k. Every dollar you save on taxes is another dollar that compounds for you. If your employer offers a 401k match, max that out first. That's free money. A 100% return on your investment the moment you contribute. You're not going to find a better deal anywhere else. Now let's talk about mindset, because this is where most people fail. Once you've built up $100,000, you need to stop thinking in months and start thinking in decades. When you're broke, your financial planning is immediate. How do I pay rent this month? How do I cover groceries this week? But wealthy people think differently. They ask themselves, what am I building toward over the next 10, 20, 30 years? Which goals are short-term versus long-term? How can I structure my money so it aligns with my values and creates the life I actually want? Wealth isn't the goal. It's the tool to achieve your dreams. Maybe it's buying a home. Maybe it's retiring early. Maybe it's starting a business or traveling the world or never worrying about money again. Whatever it is, get crystal clear on it. Write it down. Build a plan around it. Because when you know what you're working toward, it's so much easier to stay disciplined and avoid the distractions. And speaking of distractions, let's address the elephant in the room. As your income grows, as your net worth increases, the temptations get stronger. You'll see friends upgrading their lives. You'll get targeted ads for luxury products you never even knew existed. You'll start feeling pressure to keep up. Don't fall for it. Remember, the habits that got you to $100,000 are the same habits that will get you to $1 million. Automated contributions, living below your means, avoiding unnecessary debt, and staying focused on long-term goals. The playbook doesn't change just because the numbers get bigger. One last thing. Reaching $100,000 proves something important. It proves you can do this. You have the discipline, the skills, and the mindset to build real wealth. The next $100,000 will come faster, and the one after that even faster. That's compound interest doing its magic, but only if you stay the course. So celebrate this milestone. You've earned it, but don't get comfortable. Don't let lifestyle inflation rob you of your future. Don't complicate your investment strategy. And most importantly, don't lose sight of why you started this journey in the first place. Because $100,000 isn't the finish line. It's just the beginning of something much bigger. Keep going, stay disciplined, and watch your wealth skyrocket. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to Frankie Finance, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with someone who is serious about their financial future. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.